That's loud.
I'm very happy to be among you. I'm very proud of you all. And I'm very, very proud of how we Yoruba have arisen now to meet the terrible challenges that face our nation. There is always a time in the life of a people, in the life of a person, in the life of a family. There is this very difficult time in the life of the Yoruba nation. So our decisions have to be appropriate. Ìgbà ẹni lẹni ṣe, ibi tí ayé bá kọ sí ni là ń gbámú. There can be no idea wípé ẹnìkan tá a ti ń sọ lé òun náà la máa sọ not at all. I was one of the leading voices in the struggle for restructuring. I wrote more than 150 articles, most of them on restructuring in various newspapers, and I was explaining the advantages of restructuring, the disadvantages of not restructuring. Now I'm here, I'm face to face with the problem. And I had never really imagined that the situation was as bad as I now see it to be. The first thing is that I find myself in a Yoruba homeland where virtually everything of value is being destroyed. I'm speaking to you from the campus of the Oba of zeal and love and so on. But what we are finding now is that under hostile management by the federal government, this university is dying out. That's the truth of the matter. I have been very sad since I came to Ife. Every time I enter into the university and go to any part of it, this university is being deliberately killed by federal hostile control. And it is the same thing with a whole lot of other things in Yoruba land. They took over the cocoa export management board, the Western Region Cocoa Export Management Board, and direct our export crop until we reached a point by the 1980s that we were no longer exporting any cocoa at all. Then Babangida had a change of mind and did what he called deregulation. And that meant that people were coming to buy cocoa. But by then, most of our fathers, who were the owners of the farms, had abandoned them in the bush. So we could only garner a little percentage of what we were exporting by the 1960s. And that has spelled poverty in Yoruba land. As I'm speaking to you, I have written an article. I made a speech once, about 3 years ago, that federal roads were being left neglected deliberately to strangulate the economy of our Yoruba land. I come from Ekiti, and I can tell you that if I want to go to Ado Ekiti now, and I fly from Lagos to Akure, I cannot, nobody drives nobody who loves themselves, drives the road from Akure to Ado Ekiti, which is just 25 miles. There is no road there anymore. So what the drivers will do when they pick me up at the Akure airport is to take me all the way back on the road to Ilesha until we come to Ibarauke. Then we turn right and begin to find our way back. So a journey that is just 25 miles becomes something like 82 miles. That's the way we live. Chief Afe Babalola created one of the greatest private universities in the world, just outside Ado Ekiti on the road to Ikare. There is no road between Ado Ekiti and that university, just 3 miles outside the town. A few say about a referendum is how do we carry it out when it is time to do it? Some people think we should do it. We should do it by ourselves. The way that the Scots did and failed. The way that Catalonia is trying to do, and the Spanish government is trying everything to prevent them, and so on. I would say it is my opinion, knowing the kind of people we are dealing with in the federal government, if we Yoruba dare to step out to carry out a proper, because a referendum is an election. It's like an election. If the Yoruba people say they want to carry out a referendum the proper way, which is to set up polling stations and ask people to go and express their opinions there by voting, the federal government will make it impossible. They will fight us every inch of the way. They will be more nasty than the Spanish government was to the Catalonians. So the best thing is for us to continue the diplomatic moves that we are doing. And believe me, the Yoruba nation is a very strong nation, powerful, unbelievably powerful. We are discovering that now. Our people are already getting our message to many of the governments of the world. And we have a good chance, therefore, of persuading the United Nations to arrange a referendum for us, just as they arranged a referendum for Sudan. So, in 2011. So the answer is wait. Let us persuade let us explain to our people fully. Then let us continue the pressure on the international community, which we are doing admirably now. And let us wait until we can persuade the United, and let us continue to persuade the United Nations until they are ready to come and do a referendum for us as they did in Sudan. So that's it. My comments on the referendum then. One, we are not ready for it. If you want to push it in now, you just want it to fail. You are playing a game with the destiny of the Yoruba nation. So don't do it now. Let us wait until it will be fair to our people, until we are sure that as many as possible have heard. Not many now know exactly what we are talking about when we're talking about self-determination or separation or something. A lot of people fear that it's going to be war. Determination are talking, we are going to have war. We are not necessarily going to have war. We are not necessarily going to have war. And if we handle ourselves properly, we may not have war. What our young people are doing in the streets now is at rallies across the country. Rallies in some place today. They don't even talk to any leader anymore. They don't ask for it doesn't matter what organization they belong to. They are out there in the streets. And for the most part, they are very obedient. They do it peacefully. They are very obedient to their elders, and they do their rallies peacefully, and they don't cause trouble. There's no violence. So that is already being noticed in the international community. These Yoruba people are carrying out their own pressure on the system without being violent. So our chances, therefore, of getting the United Nations to agree to come and hold a referendum for us are very good indeed. So that's my comment. But I'm ready to listen to other people. I'm ready even to answer a few questions. I've been in meetings all day, but they are so dear to me that when he told me, Baba, I said, well, whatever you want me to do, Deji, I would do it. So I'm glad to have spoken to you. I may have sounded like I am in a hurry. I'm not in any hurry. I want to listen to you. I'm speaking like that because I am tired. I've been talking in meetings all day. That is all. I love you all, and I'm proud of you. And I have always been proud to be a Yoruba man, but in the past few months, when we have been engaged in this struggle, and I have seen how much the Yoruba people love their nation, how passionate they are about their nation, and how strong we have made ourselves through education across the world, I have become a lot more proud to be a Yoruba man. Thank you very much.